Good morning and welcome back to B for TV, your daily dose of industry information. Today we're joined once again by Robert Windsor, and this morning we're going to be discussing the latest development in the Freight Crime Bill and how members can get involved. So, Robert, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you very much, Brooke, for asking me to speak.
Now, so why are we discussing this point?
Um, Beef has been engaged with the RHA in basically trying to get the freight crime, and in particularly for theft from road vehicles, further up the agenda, both politically and with the police, for them to actually highlight it as a specific type of crime and to investigate it more thoroughly.
So, when we look at the problem as a whole, kind of how serious is it at the moment?
It's significant. And obviously, if you haven't had a vehicle broken into or anything, you may not actually consider it being particularly
Yeah.
important. Just some quick stats. Since 2020, it is estimated that total losses from vehicles were £1 billion, and that's a significant sum of money.
Yeah.
The figures for 2024 indicate that it was 111 million stolen from vehicles. Now, what we have to remember, it's not just the loss of the goods.
Yeah.
There's other things that then come in. You've got reputational damage. You've got all the administrative costs of reporting it. Your vehicle could be off the road. It could be damaged where they've slashed the sides of the curtains. So actually, somebody says for every pound that, if you like, gets stolen, you could actually say it's a £4 loss.
Right, okay.
Once you put all the other factors in. And obviously, the value of the goods stolen is the value at that point in time. Now, obviously, if it's going to retail and retailers put their profit on and everything, that it multiplies, and that's how we've come up with this factor of 4.
There's a lot of kind of outside consequences, aren't there?
Yeah.
So I know that BIFA and, of course, the RHA, they were working quite closely with the government on this. So what exactly are we asking for?
Well, basically, Rachel Taylor, who's the MP for North Coventry, has introduced a private members bill.
Yep.
And it's called a Freight Crime Bill, and it's got its second reading in the Commons on the 12th of September. This actually is a relatively simple piece of legislation, but actually it's asking for freight crime, theft from a vehicle, because at the moment everything gets lumped in as theft from a vehicle or vehicle-related crime, but we're actually asking for freight crime to be a specific reporting element for the police, so then we can start identifying it. Now, what we have asked for, and we would ask our members to write to their local MP. There is an article on BIFA Link, the website, and there is also going to be an article in the online version of BIFA Link. And basically, what we're asking members to do is write to their local MP, and that's the best thing that they can do. Very simply, the more letters MPs get, the more they're going to pay attention.
Yeah, of course.
And basically, what we're asking for is for them to support the MP, to support the dedicated code for freight crime. We're asking also for tougher sentencing of offenders, because it's actually quite light at the moment relative to the crime that can be permitted. I mean, the largest individual case which I've had to deal with was a theft of expensive Italian leather goods, and it was £250,000.
Right, okay, yeah.
From
So a big loss.
It's a big loss. And the other thing is, we have re-engaged with an organisation called NAVSIS, which is the National Vehicle Crime Intelligence Service, and we are supporting their efforts. Now, you've probably already seen on our website, we put up information regarding crime, where it's occurring. Funny enough, it hasn't changed much in 3 to 4 years. It's always the same areas. Warwick services, M1 corridor, particularly up through the Leeds, Yorkshire area, areas of the M6.
Yeah,
so
you
it
get
hasn't
those
changed.
hotspots, don't you?
And so really that's what we're asking members to do. Write to your MP, There's a link to find out where your local MP is. All you have to do is
Yeah.
put your postcode in of your business and write on your headed paper or email them to make it very clear that you actually support this initiative.
That's perfect, Robert. Thank you so much for the update.
Thank you very much indeed for your time.
As Robert said, we are working closely with NavSys and we have got a feature episode with them coming very soon, so make sure you keep an eye out for that. The link to download the draft template of this letter to your MP can be found in the description below. That's all for today's edition of B4TV, your daily dose of industry information.
Today's episode of Beaver TV is sponsored by CNS. CNS Customs software simplifies declarations with powerful features that transform how businesses manage customs,